Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 24th regular session for the Paulding County Board of Commissioners. We're glad to have all of you here. We've got plenty of elected officials tonight. It's a special evening, and I'd like to just recognize everyone, elected or not elected, because there's several here. I'd like to recognize Chief Wayne Denard of the City of Ackworth and Chief Judge Russell Carlisle, retired from County State Court and also has a connection with Paulding County. He's an avid biker on the Silver Comet Trail. Judge John Morgan is here, the Cobb State Court judge, and our own Chief Judge Tony Beavers, the Paulding County Superior Court. Judge Dean Bucci, Paulding Superior Court also. And I just see David Lyles coming in, I don't believe, but we'll just all miss him again. Angie O'Connor is the newly appointed public defender for the Paulding Judicial Circuit, and it's an honor to have the wife of Frank Baker here, Suzanne Baker. And they just drove back from Jekyll. I don't think I missed anybody. See any other elected officials? I would like to recognize David Hankerson, who is the ACCG, Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, Director of Civic and Government Affairs, and served as the Cobb County Administrative or Cobb County Manager for 25 years. So it's just a pleasure to have all of you with us, and let's just give these folks a round of applause. Ask the marshal to bring forward a list of people wishing to speak, and ask you to silence any of your devices. I was reading this morning before Nancy Hollyshead, as she comes up to give her invocation, Proverbs 24:3-5. It starts out with homes, but I think we could substitute our county or counties. Homes are built on the foundation of wisdom and understanding. Where there is knowledge, the rooms are furnished with valuable, beautiful things. Being wise is better than being strong. Yes, knowledge is more important than strength. And Nancy, thank you for bringing our invocation tonight, and it'll be followed by Cub Scout Troop 750 to present our colors.
Okay, real quick, add some more scripture. Now to him who is able to do immensely more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. To him be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout our generation forever and ever. Dear Father, I just want to come before your throne and to ask you to bless these commissioners as they go forward tonight, that they make the right decisions, that they keep the people in their hearts, knowing that we are a great community here in Paulding County. We ask that you would be with our state and our federal officials, that they would keep our country growing and coming closer to you. So it is in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Everybody please rise. Stop attention. Stop salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
future. Action to adopt the minutes of October 10th, 2017 and work session minutes of October 10th, 2017 board meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We're privileged to have tonight Cynthia Wainscoat, Paulding County Representative on the Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities, Region 1 Advisory Council. She's going to report on the 3 regional priorities identified by the Council for the years 2017 and 2018. Thank you for being here, Ms. Wainscoat.
Thank you, and thank you for your support of the Regional Advisory Council. We are one of 2 counties in the 31 served who is fully full with people representing their community, and we're proud of that, and we think it speaks well of Paulding. The Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities serves Georgians who have developmental disabilities, intellectual disabilities, behavioral health, which means mental health, and substance abuse issues. They serve the most in need. There are 5 community service boards. Our community service board is Highland Rivers Health, but you all know who that is, don't you? There are 4 others that serve some of the other counties, and a number of private providers. Juliana, Hano, Demi, Wade, Watts, and myself are the 3 reps, and I'm here speaking for us. They're both out of town right now. But what I want you to know is the Commissioner of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities asked us about a year and a half ago, as a new body, we used to be boards, and we actually had a different kind of authority. They turned us into advisory councils, and we said, well, what do you want us to do? And she said, I want you to bring me 3 priorities every year. I don't want 4, I want 3. Amazingly, it took us about a year and a quarter to get that done, but it was revelatory. We, along with the other advisory councils, there's 5 more in the state, went into our communities, and we said, here's what the department is doing. Here's what we thought 2 years ago our priorities should be. How are we doing? What needs to be different? We heard things that were so different than what the old regional boards used to hear, because the regional boards were focused on the people that are currently served, which is people who are very sick, they are poor, they are in crisis. What the community said was, let's focus on everybody, because you can't have a healthy community unless there's good mental health in the community. I see some nods, some recognition. A family, if a member is sick, needs help with that to be a healthy family. And a community needs help if there are people who are not mentally healthy. Interestingly, our priorities, you should have these in a packet, if not I will hand you some, but I gave you a single sheet that says what the statewide priorities are, but I don't want to focus on those, I want to focus on ours. The ones that we came up with here, priority number 1 is the judicial system. And the first strategy that we recommended was do prevention and early intervention in schools. That's very forward thinking. That is a public health model. It's not the way the Department of Behavioral Health generally approaches things, because they generally work with people who are very, very sick. The community said, let's do that first. One of the things we've recommended, and I want to be clear, these are not things that are necessarily happening. In fact, many of them are kind of revolutionary. But this particular thing we recommended has begun to happen in the state, and our saying we think this is important has boosted it. And it's a program called APEX, and it provides behavioral health services in the school. Interestingly, about 20 years ago, we approached the schools and we said, would you like to have counselors in the school? Would you like to have somebody who could get the kids and their families for support? And they said, no, we don't want to do that. It's totally flipped. All over the state, schools are competing for this APEX program, which provides general mental health programs for kids who are not sick and not at risk. It does early intervention for kids who are getting sick, and it does intensive services for kids who used to flunk out of school because of their behavior problems and are frequently able to stay. There are 177 of them around the state now. That's a small number for the large number of schools there are. We don't have any in Paulding County. Our regional board is going to be going to the schools and saying, would you like to have this? Because that's the first step. If the schools want it, then we're going to try to find funding for it. The other sorts of things are a little more traditional ways to fix the justice system, training first responders so that out in the community, people are identified as needing behavioral health care and diverted, if possible, through accountability courts, things like mental health courts, addictive disease courts. Priority number 2 is housing, and I will share with you that for the last 18 days, I've been working as hard as I can with all the connections I have to get a woman who is about to be homeless, probably in 3 or 4 days she'll be homeless, care. So far, I haven't done it. And I know everybody to call. There's a desperate need for housing for people who are in crisis. So that is our second priority. And the third is simply called services. And this is about having the right services, but almost as importantly, having information out in the community about where those services are and how to access them. We know that the regional staff has already started working on this one, and there are some activities being undertaken which I hope you're going to hear and see about to make people understand there's an 800 number you can call 24/7. Here's where Highland River is, and of course the other counties will learn about their community service boards. It's exciting to have a commissioner who cares what the community thinks. I've been a mental health advocate in Georgia for 23 or 4 years now, and I've never had a commissioner come and say to the advocates, what do you think we should be doing? We have great faith and hope that there are going to be some dramatic changes, that there are going to be the community's desires and knowledge and experience will begin in a more profound way driving the system. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. You've got my card. I think, again, if you don't, I will leave them up here and you can each pick up one. We appreciate what you do. We're proud of Paulding County.
Thank you, Cynthia, for being here. And if you don't mind, afterwards, if you'd stay, I have a couple of questions.
I'll be glad to.
Okay. We have no bid awards tonight. We have no reports from committees and departments. We have no one who signed up to speak on any of the agenda items. Under the consent agenda, there is action on 9 consent agenda items we talked about this morning, read this morning. There is one correction on agenda item number 9 that we just added on there at the end of our work session. Instead of the Board of Commissioners, it should be approved by the Planning Commission.
It should say approve the Planning Commission called meeting to be held on November 28, 2017 at 2 p.m. at the Watson Government Complex located at 240 Constitution Boulevard, Dallas, Georgia 30132. So the correction is it's not a called Board of Commissioners meeting, it's a called Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you. So I'll entertain a motion at this time to approve the 9 consent agenda items. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Crowe. Any discussion?
Give me just 1 second, please. No discussion.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Under old business, action to approve Chairman's nomination of Frank Baker to the position of County Administrator. It's tabled from September 21st, 2017 and October 10th, 2017, those Board of Commissioners meetings. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Any discussion? It's been gratifying to walk around here before this meeting, and I don't know that there's any greater compliment than to have one's characters spoken about by friends and by coworkers. And as I wander around meeting folks, I heard that several times. So just another tribute to Mr. Frank Baker, who's been nominated and now seconded for this position. So any other comments? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
The motion carries 4-1. Under new business, action to authorize the chairman to execute a supplemental agreement in the amount of $572,050.56 for the fiscal year 2017 Asphalt 1 contract that was previously awarded on June the 27th, 2017 to Baldwin Paving Company, Incorporated, in the amount of $3,636,461.27. The agreement extends the resurfacing of the Seven Hills Boulevard by 1.75 miles to the bridge over the Little Pumpkin Vine Creek. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Crowe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business item number 2, action to adopt resolution 17-33. It's a resolution providing for the approval, execution, and delivery of a bond purchase agreement providing for the sale of $67,385,000 in the Paulding County General Obligation Bonds Series 2017. And number 2, the naming the authenticating agent, bond registrar, and paying agent for the said bonds. 3, the adoption of the form to which said bonds shall adhere. 4, the preparation of a tax digest and the levy of tax sufficient to pay the principal and the interest on the said bonds. 5, the approval, execution, and delivery of a continuing disclosure certificate and official statement relating to the said bonds. 6, the execution and delivery of said bonds. And 7, other related purposes for these general obligation bonds issued for the Paulding County Detention Center project. I would entertain a motion to take action on this.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Powell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Any discussion?
I don't know which one of y'all wants to speak, so.
Go ahead.
Or whether or not it's Mr. Charlie.
I thought you'd be fighting for the podium
You're fighting for the
today.
opportunity.
Tom's younger than me. I'm not going to fight him.
And I don't mind saying, I went over the purpose of the resolution this morning and the different things that it does. So at this point, they just wanted to hear about the sale and the numbers. So
That's just the numbers, right? Well, first of all, I'm Bucky Kimsey. I'm not Tom Owens. I wish I was. He's a lot younger than I am. But I want to thank y'all again for letting us work with y'all on this transaction. Things went very, very well today and yesterday. Our sales and trading folks, which Tom and I are not in that group, but they did a wonderful job. I do want to mention Blake Sharpton and Butler Snow has done a great job. Lanny, as skipper, has done a great job. Tom Owens does most of the heavy lifting for me on any transaction that I'm involved in. And Tabitha, I wish that all of y'all could have heard her talking to the rating agencies when we had our conference calls with them. We ended up, and it's not because of what she said, it's because of the numbers that we have, the condition of this county financially, and that's as a result of policies that y'all have established and that she has followed through and everybody else here has followed through with. Moody's gave us an A1 rating, which is one notch below AAA. Standard & Poor's had us at a AA, which is 2 notches below. But because of those credit ratings, we were able to get a very low interest rate on this transaction. The first numbers that we discussed out here was on September the 19th. Tom and I sent some numbers out, and Tabitha gave the objective was we wanted to be able to have debt service less than what 1 mil would take. That's $4.1 million, I believe, is what I recall that being the case. And the numbers we first showed were slightly under 4.1 million. On October the 18th, we ran some more numbers. 3,000,009 was the estimated debt service. And finally, with the pricing today, we got the debt service down to 3,780,000 or something in that neighborhood. So it's about $300,000 a year less than what we had anticipated that it would be, which is a lot of money over 30 years. Interest rate is 3.02% for 30-year money. One of the reasons that the process went so smoothly today was because there's not much 30-year paper out there right now. There's not many credits out there as good as what this one is, and people flocked in. We had some of our maturities that were oversubscribed by 7 times what we had to sell, which is a nice compliment to y'all. And as a result, we were able to lower the interest rate in those maturities by 7, 8, 9, and in some cases 10 basis points, which on $67,385,000 is a lot of money over 30 years. So in any event, I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have. If they're hard questions, I'll let Tom do it. But we again appreciate very, very much having been involved with y'all again this year.
Thank you.
Certainly our jail is way past its useful life, and this is such good news. And we do applaud all the staff and your staff that have worked on this. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Number 3, action to authorize the vote on this.
I can't let you leave.
So glad they'll keep me straight. All right, do I hear a motion? Or we already have
You have a motion by Commissioner Pownell and a second by Commissioner Davis.
And we've had a good presentation there. Thank you. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business item number 3, action to authorize the chairman to enter into a lease agreement with Verizon Wireless to locate the cell tower on Bell Road. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pownell. Any discussion? Hearing none. Take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business item number 4, action to adopt resolution 17-34, resolution enacting a moratorium for 90 days on the acceptance of applications for the planned residential development PRD zoning category. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Crowe. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a tie. Second by Commissioner Pownell. Any discussion?
Ann's got some work to do.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do it next night.
I know what you're doing the next 80 days. Okay.
She can do it. Her team can do it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business item number 5 is action to approve the chairman's nomination of Scott Green to the Director of Operations position. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say, we have spent a lot of time together in executive session.
A lot of time.
A lot of time.
A lot.
But It has been actually a very good time, very productive time. I think it's something that we all five came together on. It seemed like we were always pretty much together, thinking alike. I think with Scott, congratulations if he passes, and Frank, congratulations. I think you two guys are going to complement each other very well, and I think you're going to do a great job for the county, and I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of work to get done.
A lot of work.
Get your running shoes on.
Yes.
So, we've got a quarterback and a fullback, and you didn't mention that Bucky was a linebacker at the University of Georgia, and Tom wasn't. Mr. Baker and Mr. Green, we do have a good backfield. So, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 4-1. New business item number 6, action to adopt resolution 17-35 confirming executive session for the purpose of real estate personnel and pending potential litigation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Pownell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business item number 7, action to authorize Smith Comerly, LLP, to send a notice letter to the Paulding County Airport Authority to take all steps necessary to protect the county's interest as it relates to the proposed cutting of timber at the Paulding County Airport. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
I'm sorry. On my other right. Motion by Commissioner Pownell and second by Commissioner Crowe. Is there any discussion?
We'll make sure we protect our interest out there. And, I appreciate your all's work on this.
If you aren't aware, there's been a beetle infestation, pine trees, softwood trees, and it's affecting a lot of the forest out there. So it's having to be dealt with. And this action just requests from the Board of Commissioners that it's looked at very carefully.
Looked at very carefully, and we only take action on what needs to be done out there, and we don't use the beetles as an excuse.
And hopefully we'll spot cut, not clear cut.
Exactly.
All right, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Let's see, let's get into these SUPs and Planning Commission action. (2017-05) SUP application by Jason Corey, J&T Storage, LLC, for a special use permit on approximately 4.253 acres for outdoor parking for boats and recreational vehicles. Property is located in land lots 541 and 612, District 3, Section 3, on the east side of Dallas-Ackworth Highway, south of Old Stylesboro Road, in Post 4, and the recommendation was to approve with the following, with the stipulations, with 7 stipulations. And I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve with 7 stipulations.
Second.
Approved. Motion by Commissioner Crowe and second by Commissioner Davis. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. 2017-06-SUP application by Stephanie Muntahan for a special use permit on approximately 5.454 acres for the purpose of finishing the interior of a 950 square foot detached garage for mother-in-law. The property is located in land lot 517, District 2, Section 2, on a private drive at the end of Postell Road, east of Arbor Creek Road, west of the Villa Rica Highway, located in Post 2. And the recommendation was to approve with a 601 vote. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Pownell, a second by Commissioner Collette. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. And finally, a 2017-05 LUP application by David A. Smith for a land use permit on approximately 2 acres to park a 16-foot concession trailer in the driveway on property when it is not in use. The concession trailer would be the base of operation, and the trailer would be stored in the carport. Property is located on land lot 416, District 1, Section 2, north of McKeon Road, on the west side of Millertown Road, 2742 Millertown Road, Temple, Georgia, Post 2. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve with one added stipulation. Looking at Chris Robinson, I'd like to add the stipulation that he cannot use a generator. He has to be hooked into his 50 amp power. Okay, I think that's going to be covered on down the hall maybe, but I want to make sure that that's, it's a motion to approve that no generator is to be used on that trailer
On site.
at his home.
A motion to approve with stipulation that Commissioner Pownell described, not to use the generator at his home on site. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Crowe. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's vote.
Is the applicant good with that? Have we had that discussion?
Happily.
That is president, okay.
We're good? Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. That's the conclusion of our regular business. We have no executive session. We've had enough of that today. No one has signed up for speaking on non-agenda items. We thank all the guests again for being here, and we are excited about the future with some new appointments here. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.